Hello there. Good morning. I am in my backyard garden. I'm reading from the Bible. Today I'm reading from the book of Genesis, and I will read chapter 14. In Genesis chapter 14, it talks about Lot's captivity and rescue, and then it finishes up by talking about Abram blessed by Melchizedek. But before I get started, I want to talk just a little bit about what you see in the video today. What I'm showing you is a black-eyed Susan flower. I think they're also called Rudbeckias, but I'm not sure. But this plant is a volunteer. It came up just on the very edge of one of the garden beds, but outside the bed. And we had these flowers in the bed last year, and so I think that one of the seeds must have fallen outside the bed and seeded itself. Okay, back to Bible reading. Enough about the garden. Today I'm reading from the book of Genesis, and I will read chapter 14. The reading begins. In the days of King Amraphel of Shinar, King Arioch of Elasar, King Chedorlaomer of Elam, and King Tidal of Goim. These kings made war with King Bera of Sodom, King Birsha of Gomorrah, King Shinab of Admah, King Shemeber of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, that is Zoar. All these joined forces in the valley of Siddim, that is the Dead Sea. 12 years they had served Chedorlaomer, but in the 13th year they rebelled. In the 14th year, Chedorlaomer and the kings who were with him came and subdued the Raphamim in Ashtaroth-Karnaim, and Zunim in Ham, the Emim in Shaveh-Kiriathaim, and the Horites in the hill country of Seir, as far as Elpar, on the edge of the wilderness. Then they turned back and came to En-Mishpat, that is Kadesh, and subdued all the country of the Amalekites and also the Amorites who lived in Hazah-Tamar. Then the king of Sodom, the king of Gomorrah, and the king of Admah, the king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, that is Zoar, went out, and they joined battle in the valley of Siddim with King Chedorlaomer of Elam, King Tidal of Goim, King Amraphel of Shinar, and King Arioch of Elasar. 4 kings against 5. Now the valley of Siddim was full of bitumen pits, and as the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled, some fell into them, and the rest fled to the hill country. So the enemy took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and all their provisions, and went their way. They also took Lot, the son of Abram's brother, who lived in Sodom, and his goods, and departed. Then one who had escaped came and told Abram the Hebrew, who was living by the oaks of Mamre, the Amorite, brother of Eshcol and of Aner. These were allies of Abram. When Abram heard that his nephew had been taken captive, he led forth his trained men born in his house, 318 of them, and went in pursuit as far as Dan. He divided his forces against them by night, he and his servants, and routed them and pursued them to Hobath, north of Damascus. Then he brought back all the goods, and also brought back his nephew Lot with his goods, and the women and the people. After his return from the defeat of Chedorlaomer and the kings who were with him, the king of Sodom went out to meet him at the valley of the Shaveh, that is, the king's valley. And King Melchizedek of Salem brought out bread and wine. He was priest of God Most High. He blessed him and said, "Blessed be Abram by God Most High, maker of heaven and earth, and blessed be God Most High, who has delivered your enemies into your hand." And Abram gave him 1/10 of everything. Then the king of Sodom said to Abram, "Give me the persons, but take the goods for yourself." But Abram said to the king of Sodom, "I have sworn to the Lord God Most High, maker of heaven and earth, that I would not take a thread or a sandal, thong, or anything that is yours, so that you might not say, 'I have made Abram rich.' I will take nothing but what the young men have eaten, and share of the men who went with me, Aner, Eshcol, and Mamre. Let them take their share." Here ends the reading of Genesis, chapter 14.